Welcome everyone to Stack Your Live. It is me going solo tonight, so there you go. We do have Clinton Woodward joining us. Thursday greetings. Thank you so much, sir. We are gonna do just bit of a hangout, pre-holiday hangout. I don't think we're going to be going and doing a live next Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one on my personal channel. I don't know yet. We got to figure stuff out. Just me tonight, so there you go. It's been a slow week from the credit card news standpoint. I have not been pumping out videos the way that I usually do. The biggest things have been the Hilton Diamond Reserve announcement or confirmation. We've got RKO Mossy joining us. Thank you. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining. So yeah, Hilton Diamond Reserve, it will require 80 stays and $18,000 in spend. Hopefully we don't get the chat issues from last week. Let's hope not. I have turned off the multi-aspect ratio for Stack Your Points. So there is going to be a vertical stream that's just on my side. So I'm keeping eyes on that myself. So we'll do what we can do. I know last week was a little crazy, so we're going to make sure that that is not the case before. That's not the case for tonight. So let's see what we can do. Ian, howdy. Thanks for the news. Do what I can. Really hasn't been anything else showing up of late, so we'll see what happens. Keith joining us. Thank you so much, sir. Rupert Pond, solo Matt, nice. Yeah, RJ continues to be on assignment this week, so we will hopefully get her back for a Wednesday stream next week. Haven't really talked about next week's recording schedule for anything since it is the holidays with Thanksgiving next week. I'll be back home after the parent-teacher conference on Monday night, so that shouldn't be an issue. Sleepy Rod, how long will Hyatt built last at this rate? So it's my assumption that they had at least a 3-year contract, and I'm just speaking wild speculation, as Richard Kerr likes to say. So I would assume that we're going to see them last as long as their contract lasts. The Rakuten bit is an interesting addition. We're going to see what happens with that going forward. I don't know what to expect, honestly. So I think it'll last at least the contract. I don't think anybody's going to break anything early, and then we'll kind of go from there. It wouldn't surprise me if they lose Hyatt, given that Chase and Hyatt have extended their contract, and there may be language instituted that Hyatt can't partner with any other credit card issuing program, so that would close the door potentially with Built. Could open the door with another company, who knows. So we will see what happens from there. But how long do I think it'll last? I think it'll last at least the contract. I don't know how long of a contract they signed. The American Airlines contract, I think, was about 3 or 4 years, and if Hyatt is 3 or 4 years, that 3 or 4 years is coming up pretty quickly. So we shall see. Clinton Woodward, you have my permission to take the week off. Greatly appreciate it. RKO Mossy, how long do you think the new Venture X welcome offer will last, hoping it changes back to 75K quick? It's going to depend on their marketing budget on this one and what the acquisition target is. So it could be, if they hit their target relatively quickly, then it will drop down to 75K. If they don't hit their target quickly, it'll stay at 100K. Like Capital One hasn't really done too much with the Venture X this year. I mean, in terms of the welcome offer. So I think they were getting an okay number of acquisitions throughout the year, but it's Q4. So Q4, you always want to end the year strong with acquisitions and then get into Q1 with next year, have folks locked in with that new card, paying that annual fee, getting that little influx there. It might be a month. It might be 3. I don't know. We'll see what happens. James Ragland joining us. Hi, Matt. Hi, sir. Thank you so much for joining as always. Background balloon with the salute. Thank you, sir. And Pyro of Boba, hello stackers, was in the midst of listening to holiday music. I was in the midst of listening to Spittlefield's, remember that? Oh God, what is the name of the album? Sorry. Spittlefield's Remember Right Now. It's about 20 years old. I was an emo kid, and I forgot how good that album is. Like, every song is pretty good. So, apologies for breaking the holiday music, but mine will start in, I don't know, hopefully not too much longer. Also, background balloon, sorry. Vertical format is new, streaming from your phone, I'm guessing. I am not. I am on StreamYard. StreamYard allows what's called multi-aspect ratio streaming. So now you can stream horizontally or vertically. I'm streaming on Stack Your Points in landscape. I am also streaming on my personal channel on landscape and vertical. So I'm able to see everything. Looks like the comments aren't going too crazy, which is good, but you know, this is going to be just kind of what I'll do, and I'll do vertical and horizontal on my personal streams going forward. I figured I could simulcast today just for fun. But no, StreamYard now allows both simultaneous landscape and vertical, and that's what we tried last week. It didn't work out too great, but yeah, it is what it is. So Pyro, Keith, the other hotel earning rates with Built aren't very good. IHG and Hilton are 1-to-1 is ridiculous. Yeah, they've got Marriott 1-to-1. I think the fact that they've got Accor 1.5-to-1, and they and Mesa both, I think, have it 1.5-to-1. They, Mesa, and Rove all have it 1.5-to-1, which is better than City's 2-to-1 and better than Capital One's 2-to-1. But yeah, you might get better value booking hotels through Built's travel portal. But then you would lose your loyalty points, your loyalty status. So there's that. Also, I'm going to be drinking an array of drinks tonight. I've gone full ADHD on that. So let's see what happens. Background balloon, I got denied for the Wells Fargo autograph again earlier this week. At least I'll be able to get one through Built Product Change despite effectively no welcome bonus. Yeah, that bites, but at least you're going to get the autograph if you choose to keep the account open. And the autograph's a really good card. It's not one of the it's a card that if you get the welcome offer, great. I think it's a card that, you know, if you do enough daily spend with like restaurants and grocery and gas and streaming and all that, like you can accumulate points pretty well with Wells. And so, yeah, it sucks that you can't get the welcome offer, but I don't know. It's not a card I say you absolutely need to get without the welcome offer, but it's also a card that I think you can survive without the welcome offer. So we'll see what happens. Background balloon, 10K spend for the Venturex welcome offer bonus is low-key diabolical for only an extra 25K. Yeah, there's that. Not sure if I'm a fan of multiple streams since the comments are not integrated between streams. Yeah, that's fair. I have everything here in the console here on StreamYard, but I totally get what you're saying. I wish there was a way to put everything together. I see like the vertical stream is going okay there, and I see a couple of questions on my stream. But yeah, I'm putting everything together as best I can. But, you know, I totally get it. You can interact with folks, like just kind of throw out the name or something and go from there. Kevin Yin joining us. What's the best credit card setup? Whatever works best for you, honestly. I don't have like a set answer here because you could go into Wells Fargo and go full cashback with some transfer partners. You could go into Citi if you're all in on American Airlines. Or I prefer hotels. You can go all in on Chase if you are willing to give up gas and grocery as a multiplier, but make up for it in other ways. You can go in with American Express if you really like paying annual fees. And stuff. or you can just keep it simple with the Capital One setup. Like that's a very subjective question. It'll depend on your spend. It'll depend on what your goal is. If you're looking for cashback setups are different than travel setups. If you're looking to maximize travel, there are ways to work within Chase and Amex to get a lot of build out. Like you could also work with, you could just do cashback and Rove. Now you can do cashback and Rakuten. Like there's a whole bunch of ways to look at this question. There's no one true setup for everything. So yeah, I don't know. There's no clear answer there. Sam Ka, what's up, Matt? Any bookings recently? I just booked cash at a Hampton Inn over the weekend. It was less than $200, so I decided, nope, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to book cash, and I'll roll with it. Otherwise, I don't have any major points bookings. I did a booking through Rove, my first IHG booking in a while. It's going to be my first IHG stay with IHG Platinum. That's coming up Thanksgiving weekend. My partner and I are going to be going to an Islanders game on Sunday the 30th, so we're driving down on the 29th and staying at an IHG in Westbury. So, then we'll go to UBS Arena, and the fact that I don't have a Platinum card doesn't allow me into the UBS Arena Amex Lounge, which is hilarious. But no, nothing big points-wise. I'm trying to map a trip either to Orlando or St. Martin in February. So we'll see what happens. J-Room joining us. Hey, Matt. Thank you so much, sir. John's Credit and Travel. Yo, check out John's channel. Always putting out great stuff. Kevin Yen, first time for everything. Yep. We got Vincent Pascal, has been a member of the channel, I believe, for 2 months. So thank you so much, Vincent. Let me do something here on the Stack Your Points side. Engage with your audience. Nope, we don't want to do that. Support for Stack Your Points. And we're going to gift 5 memberships from the Stack Your Points side. So there we go. Jerem, background. Welcome to the club. I've been denied twice now for the autograph journey, despite 800 plus credit score, 20 plus year credit card history with them, and under 524. Yikes. That's rough. Background decides jumps in with an answer for Kevin. Wells Fargo autograph, Capital One Saver, Fidelity Cash Catch-all is arguably the best setup in setup in the sense that it is relatively simple with only 3 cards, no foreign transaction fees, pretty much across the board, good multipliers, and the $100 TSA credit. Yeah, that's a pretty good 3-card setup right there. Low annual fee, no annual fee across the board, no foreign transaction fees. That's awesome. Pyro, looking forward to the autograph. It means I can cancel the green card and have backup for gas and streaming. Yup, it's a good one. Vincent Pascal is approved for the City AA 80K mile 1K spend offer. Yeah, that's a pretty good offer if you are flying AA or setting up One World. I don't fly American. American's not my first choice, but like if I decided to jump in with American, yeah, that's a pretty strong offer. John, and we are back. Thank you, sir. The Stack Your Points channel crashed on him, so he's here on my side. All right. Well, thank you so much, sir. Clinton, last week I had the comments up on both streams. Ooh, that's fair. That is fair. I'll probably just do 2 streams going forward and just roll from there. Background, could also do a Chase Freedom Flex, City no annual fee strata, and double cash as an alternative. Better point value if you want to have the option of getting annual fee cards for good transfer partners. Yep, also good. Or if you're mainly a Hyatt AA loyalist. Yeah, that partnership, the fact that they're across 2 issuers makes things a little bit harder. So definitely makes sense. Jerem, and we're back. Oh, looks like the stream's been crashing kind of across the board. That's annoying. So we'll get to things. Sorry about that. City and Wells have 1 to 2 for choice. Amex is 1 to 2 for Hilton. City 1 to 4 for I preferred. Yep, these are facts. Emerald Vaughn, would you consider running an optimized 5% cashback setup? I might in time. The thing is, like, I'd have to go out and get a whole new set of credit cards. Like, I could get the AAA Daily Advantage for 5% on 10K grocery spend. Yeah, I could live the 52 card pickup custom cash life, but I'd rather, jump into a pit of vipers. But there's other ways that you can do the optimized 5% cashback setup. Honestly, like, I could just push as much through like an Office Depot or Office Max and Staples with the chasing cash and just live the gift card life and just buy like a $200 to $400 vanilla Visa gift card and just like have my partner spend on that all the time. But yeah, I don't necessarily see myself running an optimized 5% cashback setup. If you want to do that, that's fine. There are plenty of ways to do it. I think the customized cash rewards card from Bank of America with Platinum Honors is a really nice way to do it. I mean, you're stuck at a 10K spend for the year, but you got to negotiate the caps from time to time. Nothing's uncapped at 5%, so there is that. But if you can live within the caps, yeah, I mean, it can work. Not the way I want to operate, but totally good on you if you want to do that. Kevin says the Capital One Duo and the Wells Fargo autograph. Yeah, that's fine. Ian, question: what did you get on the cash booking with Rove? I did a loyalty stay, so I did it unfortunately after the last day of 10x, so I'm only getting 5x Rove on it, but I'm getting my night and my status reflected, and 5 times points on Rove, and 4 times points on the hotel with the Sapphire Reserve. So I am triple dipping across the board on that one. Dem says weird format. Yeah, I've got cell phone. I've got it like in stream, like in the YouTube Shorts, and I've got the landscape, and I've got it on the stack your points side. So yeah, sorry about that. Power of Boba had my first IHG stay with the new platinum status from the CSR. It was in an Indigo in Mexico. I got free cookies at check-in and 2 free snack drinks for each day. We'll take it. All right, I'll see what they offer me at the Holiday Inn that I'm going to. Won't be going to an Indigo though, but we'll see what happens. Sam Ka, Chase to United transfer is not great value for all domestic at all. Domestically, 50K round trip. Points boost might be your better bet. Air Canada might be a better bet. Singapore might be a better bet, depending on how you can get those. Depending on how you can make those work for yourself. But no, I totally get it. Looks like the assimilation of Discover continues. No new money market accounts on offer. Existing accounts only. Also hearing rumors on Reddit that Discover card will be managed in the Capital One app soon. Looks like everything will get managed in the Capital One app soon. So that is slated for, I believe, January. Chad Pennycuff, shout out to Chad, sent me an email with like the continued nerfing. The nerfing continues for Discover. I mean, we'll have to see, but it was only a matter of time. So it's interesting that they're rushing through this as quickly as possible. I want to see how much they say that they're going to be investing into building out the Discover network. Like, it's mostly taken in the United States, but like the next big play is going to be investing worldwide to make it more of a known commodity in Canada, Mexico, Europe, Africa, Asia, everywhere where Visa and MasterCard and American Express is. Capital One has to be playing in all of those markets, and that's going to take time and that's going to take money. And I don't know how many credit cards they can issue, or I'm sorry, how many credit cards they can launch with that being the case. So we'll see what happens. In Good Plain Spot in San Martin, yeah, I would absolutely spend a day just going through, just staying on that beach. JetBlue announced a couple new routes yesterday to Europe from Boston. Yeah, it's Boston to Madrid and no, I'm sorry, Boston to Milan and Barcelona. So pretty solid. Good to get JetBlue and going out that way. I know United flies to Barcelona, so interesting to see JetBlue going to the same location. I'm curious how that's going to work out with Blue Sky, but that is not for me to question. All right, a whole bunch of questions going, a whole bunch of stuff going on over there, a couple of stuff going on over there. Also, not sure if this was Platt specific, but got high-speed internet, was the fastest free internet in a hotel. Oh, cool. And we gifted those 5 memberships to Kirby G, Marcia M, AS, Alexander J. Black, Rex all got those. So there you go. Only did it because I didn't want to spend cash. Nope, that makes sense. And the Capital One app. Yep. Power of Boba with the ghost whale. I don't know what that emoji that is. Jerome felt for real, the denial pain. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Also working the 1K spend on the 80K miles for American Airlines. That's a relatively quick one. That feels like a really quick one. Samca Qatar stopover program is cheaper to do, especially in business class flights, but got to stay in Doha one day. Flights are almost 3K cheaper. Whoa. Is that with points or is that cash? I assume that's with points. Eastine, Miami. I love the PayPal debit card. We have 2 with my partner. It's awesome. Has in groceries, gas and groceries, I assume. Yeah, and the PayPal debit gives you, so far continues to give Walmart, Target, and Costco as 5%. So that's pretty huge. It's got $1,000 a month cap, is what it is. $50 if you spend $1,000 across those retailers. $50 is $50. So that's not too bad. If Chase doesn't change the in cash, that's fair. Emerald Vaughn, I have 2 custom caches, PayPal debit and AAA everyday, and Fidelity 2% covers most things. Yeah, that's a pretty solid across the board setup right there. So I can't fault that one at all. And then, yep, gas. Had platinum for years. Don't get your hopes up. Okay, that's fair. Vincent Pascal, Roverton would be a great combination portal for earning points on everything and transferring to a wide range of partners. So Rove and Rakuten don't get together, but you can earn 6.4 times miles on top cash back through Rove. Do with that what you will. Please don't break it. Please. I really want to experiment with that. Please don't break it. Can't wait for the unicorn day when I can magically turn my Discover It into a Venture X. That's going to be a long time, Pyro. A long time. First of all, you got to get the Venture X onto the same network as the Discover It, and that is going to take forever. But I feel like, and this is rampant speculation again, that is going to be an executive at Capital One's dream to be able to do that. Not for you to turn your Discover It into a Venture X, but like have everything on the same network and start getting those sweet interchange fees. Kevin, in Target for Beats Studio Pro is on Black Friday sale for $170 including tax, is about $186. I'm not sure to buy or not. It's a $16 savings. I mean, if you can get some other like coupons or whatever on top of that, with the Capital One debit or credit card, the Target Circle debit or credit card, you can get another $3.50 off with their 5%. If you want the Beats Studio Pro, and you're not seeing any other better deals for Black Friday, like wait for Amazon, wait for Apple might do something. I doubt it. Check out Best Buy. Check out, if you have a Micro Center in your area, check out Micro Center. I know you're in the Bay Area, so like there is one, I believe, in San Jose. And I know, but that would be a bit of a drive. Yeah, just keep your eyes out. Don't settle if you can do better than 170, but $16 isn't terrible. Yeah, already 3/4 of the way there without trying hard on the AA spend. Yeah, it's given the prices of everything lately, it's absolutely ridiculous. Prices are out of control. Like, I went to my local grocery store, only picked up like 2 new sets of Dr. Pepper. Got to throw one for free. This Bum Energy root beer flavor, which is really good, and a 4-pack of Monster Zero sugar, and that came out to like $40, $44. It was ridiculous. Discover It was my first card 8 years ago, moving Capital One less app to manage for me. Yup. Thoughts on Hilton Diamond? There was an article. It was originally from View from the Wing, and 1 Mile at a Time picked it up, and I was actually going to share this article. They're projecting that if Diamond Reserve was in effect this year, there would be 55,000 Diamond Reserve members. So that is 55,000 people who have spent 80 nights at a Hilton and spent $18,000 at Hiltons. And so they said that is about 4% of their Diamond population, which would put their Diamond population at around 1.325 million people. And that's a lot. Hilton Diamond itself gives you a 100% point boost. It doesn't guarantee late checkout. It doesn't do, it can give you, best room upgrade when available, that sort of thing. So Hilton Diamond's fine, but the thing is, you spend like $550 to get it, assuming you just get the Aspire card and you shortcut your way to Diamond. And then now, like, there's 1 million people across the membership that has Diamond. It's going to be a question of how much can they actually guarantee you with Diamond, and like the Diamond Reserve options that they're putting out, 120% bonus points, and these CURs, I think they're called. Like, it's basically an upgrade, like 1 upgrade certificate and guaranteed late 4 p.m. checkout. Like, that's not enough when you put $18,000 in spend through Hilton. So Diamond Reserve has to be getting more, and like they have their own concierge line. So there's a Diamond line and now a Diamond Reserve line. I don't know what the difference is going to be, nor do I care what the difference is going to be. So we'll have to see what it ends up being. But Hilton Diamond, it's a fine enough status. It's super easy to get in terms of just applying for or upgrading or shortcutting your way to get it. I don't have it, but I've got gold. Gold does enough for me, and we'll see what happens. So it's a fine enough status. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. That's all. And then Clinton Woodward. Oh, Clinton's been with Discover a while. That's fair. Hey, if Wells Fargo is turning my Bilt MasterCard into an autograph Visa, then Discover to Visa is allowed to do this in this dream world too. Okay, no, that's fair. I'm not going to yuck your yum on that one. That makes total sense. I get it. That's fine. And I'm going to gift 5 memberships across the board. See what I get there. So I have gifted all the memberships I can gift. Elmo Vaughn, people laugh at Discover, but underestimate the benefit and opportunities Cap One gained by owning a network. Oh, no, I know that they absolutely, if they play this right, they have a killer play here. They got to invest in the Discover network. And then if they start charging interchange fees the way that American Express charges interchange fees, and they do so in such a way that like they're able to keep all of that in-house, like their long-term play is to play against American Express directly. Like, they will eventually come out with a card that goes over the top of the Venture X, or they'll move the Venture X over the top, right? They'll put that card in that $7.95, $8.95, maybe $9.50 territory. But in order to do that, like they'll have to keep as much of the interchange as they can. They can't split it with MasterCard. They can't split it with Visa. Like the play is to build out the network and then eventually start going after American Express. Like it is a huge gamble and it might work. But if it doesn't, that's $45 billion that they set on fire. I think they can do it. I just don't know. But picking up Discover was a huge move by Capital One to start having the ability to build out that network. I'm sort of surprised that if Discover was up for sale, that one of the other big banks didn't try to make a play for it. But it is what it is. And Alex Daly, thoughts on the new Diamond Reserve Plus? Again, I don't know that we're gonna get like you're gonna get an amazing return in the first year. We'll just have to see what else they add to Diamond Reserve going forward, and if any of those changes come at the cost of anything from Diamond or Gold. I don't think they will, but it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. Glenwood, anything is possible, just a question of whether they want to do it badly enough. There you go. Kevin Ewan, Edward Jones Triple Reward, Citi Custom Cash, Bank of America Custom Cash, and U.S. Bank Shopper Cash and Cash Plus, so that you can choose the rewards category. So the Edward Jones Triple Reward, that is 3x on your 3 top spending categories across 18 categories. That is a sneaky good card. That is a card that isn't going to get talked about a lot, but that is a card that might be the second best card that launched this year. Possibly the best card that launched this year. It's between it and the Rakuten card, honestly. Especially now with the Rakuten built relationship for the first 6 months. We'll see what happens after those next 6 months. But that's going to be an interesting play. I wouldn't expect Capital One to approve me for anything either. Too many existing cards, too high credit score for their tastes. Yeah, they're going to also have to change that as well. If they want to be taken seriously and take on American Express, they have to change that attitude. Be under 524. That's when I took my shot with VentureX and got a pre-approval as well. All right, there you go. Kevin, you think Choice is going to do the same thing as Hilton? I mean, the status. So Choice had a lot more to play with. They're doing their new titanium status. They're also doing spend to status. So they're going to get like some sort of cut with that. And that's going to be an interesting play. Hilton has also changed over to spend to status, and they've kept their tiers like relatively low. Like you could easily get Hilton silver status just spending at Hilton if you stay like, I don't know, if you do like 10 nights at a Waldorf, at a high-end Waldorf or Conrad. Like it's pretty crazy how easily you can spend the status. Choice is going to be doing spend the status, but like they're going to be doing status qualifying points with your spend. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. The titanium status looks really cool in terms of like the rebate that they're going to give on point stays, which would be a solid addition. Might have to do a choice titanium, theoretical titanium versus Diamond Reserve. I think titanium is going to be the better value, but we'll see. Also, more competition is good. We see a lot of competition in debit network products that no one knows the name of: Pulse, Interlink, Maestro. I think those are all subsidiaries. Pulse, I think, is a subsidiary of Discover. Maestro is a subsidiary of MasterCard. I don't know if Interlink is Visa, but competition is always good. RKO Mossy, is the IHG Premier... Oh, hold on. Is the IHG Premier worth getting for the IHG status? So it comes with IHG Platinum status. Here's what I would say. Before you commit to a credit card, you may have to spend a little bit more money, and just hear me out on this one. If you're not sure if you want IHG Platinum, the best way to test drive it, in my opinion, and it'll cost you a little bit more money, I know, But this way you don't have to open a credit card. You don't have to worry about a hard pull. You don't have to worry about Chase marketing. You don't have to worry about anything other than, is this status a fit for me? Would be to buy IHG ambassador status. Now, it's going to cost about $225. You do get a free weekend night certificate at an Intercontinental hotel. And it comes with IHG Platinum. So the Intercontinental stuff is just when you stay at Intercontinentals. So you're paying for that, but you are getting IHG Platinum included. And so if you want to test drive IHG Platinum, buy Intercontinental Ambassador. The free night with Intercontinental Ambassador on the weekend should more than cover what you paid for the service. And then you do, you try out and see what IHG Platinum gets you across the board. And then if you enjoy that, then you apply for the IHG Premier. It's a good enough card. It gets you 26 times points at IHG, 5 times points on select categories. I don't think that those are capped, and 3 times IHG points across the board. So it's a good card, but if you don't want to get the card and you want to test drive the status, you can always buy Intercontinental Ambassador and go from there. I think it's worth, I think buying status is okay. If you have status with another hotel chain, you can also look into a status match or a status match challenge where you say you have Hilton Gold, right? And you can look to see if there's a status match opportunity with IHG, and then you can status match from Hilton Gold to get IHG Platinum and just make your stays there. So there are ways to get the status without getting the card first, and test driving to see if it's worth getting the card, if the card and the status that comes with the card is worth it. It's a good card. I'm not going to say that it's not a good card. But I would say that if you don't want to invest in a card and do the hard pull and get all of that, then I would say, take a shot at Intercontinental Ambassador and then go from there. Keith, Capital One needs to make products that cause retailers to need to carry their network. Otherwise, we will just see signs that no Capital One Discover cards accepted if they charge too much to cover the acquisition cost. Yeah, they're going to have to be careful. I don't think that they're going to implement the Discover. I think they'll keep everything the same for now. And then once they have what they feel is sufficient for them across the board, they'll slowly increase that interchange fee. But they'll keep it not significantly higher than Visa and MasterCard with their customer cards versus commercial cards. And then they'll slowly creep it up and get closer and closer to American Express from there. Kevin, what banks do you think when having a banking relationship to make it easier for credit cards? Supposedly Wells Fargo. Does Wells Fargo and Choice make a new premium credit card? I haven't seen or heard anything. That doesn't mean that they won't put one out potentially, because they have that $95 card. But let's see what a Wells Fargo premium card looks like first. I think of Bank of America when having that banking relationship. I think if you are gonna if you have that banking relationship with them, they do have their own set of rules with 524, but you can go up to 712 versus a more standard stricter language. So we'll have to see. But honestly, other cards that come to mind with a banking relationship, not too many others. I didn't have a relationship with Chase when I got when I started with the Sapphire Reserve. I don't have a relationship with Citi, and I feel like I could get their cards relatively easily right now if I so chose. They keep sending me pre-approvals for the Diamond Reserve, their Diamond card, Diamond Preferred, and the Simplicity card. They've also sent me targeted offers for the Custom Cash. If I wanted the Strata Elite, I'm pretty sure I could get approved for the Strata Elite right now. I don't want it. I don't need it. It is not a card for me. But Bank of America, I think, is more of a bank that would... I've gotten offers for them without a relationship, but relationships tend to help, and they add to the multiplier. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Keith, I use the pre-approval tool for the Venture X business, and Capital One denied me due to I'd be too expensive of a customer. That's some B tier mindset. Amex and Chase don't have a problem with my money. That's fair. I can't argue with that one necessarily. I'm not going to argue with that one, but that is an interesting play that they're doing there. So I think we're all caught up. Just wanted to make sure we're good there. Diamond Race. Okay, I'd be under 524 when I took my shot with the Venture X. Even got pre-approval as well. Okay, so we're caught up there, and let me see this vertical. Yeah, we've got the vertical up to date. So there we go. MHOT18. Thank you, sir. Banking relationship with U.S. Bank. Yeah, that might work. I don't know of anyone who has had issues while having a banking relationship with them. I just don't know what U.S. Bank is up to right now. Like, honestly, I have no idea what U.S. Bank is trying to do, possibly doing, maybe doing. Just no clue. They seem lost. They seem just out on a deserted island and no coming home. Don't know. But if a relationship helps, then I would imagine a relationship would probably help. Capital One wants people to carry a balance so they can make that sweet interest income. Yeah, and that's not the mindset that they should be holding either anymore. Like, they've bought Discover. If they want to take on American Express, like, they can't keep the mindset that they had while growing the way that they did. If you're going to take on Amex, and I feel like, again, rampant speculation, I feel like if you're going to take on Amex, you have to you have to stop with that mindset and start allowing like super prime customers who want to spend their money with you. Like, it's silly that they don't want to take your money. Emerald Vaughn, I missed the opportunity for Smartly, but I'm working on a sign-up bonus for U.S. Bank checking, and I can't wait to get away. They made mid-sized regional bank IT look good. Yeah, that's fair. I keep getting Saver offers from Capital One. I have the Saver, and thanks, Bill, for joining. I have the Saver. It is what it is. Yes, it's got a grocery multiplier. I'm sort of down on it at the moment. Like, I would like to discontinue my relationship with Capital One. Like, it's just an ecosystem that's not doing much for me. I should probably withdraw my cash back from them, but that requires asking for a paper check, and that's stupid. But yeah, no, the Saver is a good card when paired with the Venture X. I don't want the Venture X. I don't want the Venture. I see no need for me to stay in the Capital One ecosystem. So after I finish things out with them, I will probably conclude my relationship with them. Are you doing anything for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's? And thank you for all the information. Always grateful, sir. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, RKO. No, we're not doing anything major. Thanksgiving's always, family. That weekend, again, my partner and I are going to UBS Arena. I used my StubHub credit on the Sapphire Reserve. Bought the tickets by way of starting that adventure on Rove. Disclaimer, yes, I am a moderator on the Rove, the Travel Deals with Rove Facebook group. They give me miles to be a moderator every month, a monthly stipend. I have not gotten my first payout, but I will do that disclaimer from time to time. Christmas is split between my households, so I go up to my partner. I start the day with my partner and our little one, and then we come back to my place with my family, and then kind of conclude from there. And New Year's, as I've gotten old, but really I'm super young. I haven't really done New Year's anywhere, anything crazy for New Year's. Maybe I will look into like another little staycation night somewhere, either using Rove miles or my bucket of Hilton Honors mile points or something, and just kind of like have a night to myself or a night for myself and my partner. We'll see. But no, the next thing I'm looking to book is like either Orlando or the Caribbean in February and see what we can do from there. And my goodness, the Islanders are up 4 over Detroit with 17-18 to play. And I would very much like them to finish this out with a W. Also, Casey Cizikas with two helpers. That's new. That's cool. So yeah, we are 45 minutes in. Again, it has been a really, really light news week, guys. I had very little to go off of in terms of the news. Like, just for example, I've also been like researching potential new memberships and stuff like that, and seeing what that might be. But like, yeah, there's not a lot of news going on. The other big sort of news that came out this week is not only is there lifetime language being applied to the ink cards, the Ink Cash or the Ink Unlimited, but now there's a pop-up sign up when you're trying to apply for the card, and it will tell you whether or not you're going to be eligible to get the welcome offer. You can still get the card, but it'll pop up and give you the pop-up. So it looks like pop-up jail is here for the Sapphires and here for the ink cards. I don't know that Chase has a problem with those on the Freedom cards, but it wouldn't surprise me if they tighten the noose on the Freedoms as well, just because, that's what they're going to do. Gravy Train ran for a long time. Exploits were exploited here, there, and everywhere. Just look at videos from like the last year in terms of applying for multiple ink cards, applying for like continuing the ink train as the ink train derailed. Like, it's well and truly, I think, done now, and we'll just have to see what happens going forward. But I'm sort of fine with Chase tightening down. I get more value. I get more value out of my Ink Cash. I'm almost at the point where I want to close my Ink Unlimited and maybe see what I can do for another business card from Chase. Especially if there's more that comes out about reciprocity between United and JetBlue. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Kevin, in 2020 to 2022, Thanksgiving Day, spending time with my dad's side of the family in Austin, Texas. Nice. I need to get down to Austin at some point. I will, when I'm down there, I will probably try out Terry Black's. I don't know if I'm going to stand in line all day for Franklin, but I definitely need to check out Austin. I would love to get down to San Antonio and maybe hit up the Metroplex. Alex Daly, have you used Rove Miles? I am using Rove Miles a ton. I haven't redeemed my Rove Miles yet, but the fact that loyalty eligible bookings are 1.5 cents per point across the board. So any redemption that you do with loyalty eligible is 1.5, regardless of Hilton, IHG, or Marriott, where you can't get like significant value out of those programs now. Really makes Rove enticing to just be the platform of choice for booking those hotels with loyalty eligible, because I've got Marriott Gold, I pay for it. I've got Hilton Gold, I just got the Surpass. I've got Hyatt Discoverist, which whatever, but if I can build a strong enough balance of Rove Miles, I could just book Hyatts and like lower end Hyatts and just guarantee 1.5 and continue to build my Hyatt balance because they're all cash bookings. The shopping portal gets a little bit wonky on my desktop, but I've had no issues with it so far on booking through or like making purchases on my iPhone through Chrome on the iPhone. There will be an app, so I'm looking forward to that. But Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they've got in store for the rest of the year. Like they potentially have some more transfer partners coming. They've got a new flight search coming. They've got the app on the way. They're doing a lot of good, interesting things over there. And like, I would like more than just a moderating, a role, more than a role as a moderator on one of their Facebook groups. I'll put it that way. Like, what they're doing is exciting. What they could potentially do is even more exciting. And the things I would love to just like say that they should do would be interesting. Jamar W joining us. Salute Matt in chat. Thank you so much, sir. Vincent Pascal, you can convert your ink unlimited to an extra in cash. I could, but I only have like a $1,500 limit on the ink unlimited. I had to cut some of the limit on my ink unlimited to add to the ink cash. So I'm probably just going to slash another 1,000 off of it and then just close it and go from there. Stacy's Travel Points joining us. Hello. Y'all should check out Stacy's channel. She gives great pointers on like the rules that you may run into with Wells Fargo or Capital One or Chase or Amex. Interesting looks on how to use your miles across the board, how miles are saving her tons of money. So check out Stacy's channel. She does stuff on Facebook Reels. She does stuff here on YouTube Shorts. Check her out. She's awesome. She's also a moderator on the Travel Deals with Rove Facebook page. So hi, Stacy. Jamar, I'm going to Mexico City to spend time with family for Turkey Day. That's awesome. I know that turkeys are big in Mexico as well. So I don't know if you're going to be eating turkey on Turkey Day in Mexico, but that's awesome. If you go to Austin, go to Lockhart for barbecue. Best in the world brisket at Croy's Market. Okay. I will have to keep that in mind. Franklin's is great. Yeah, but like I don't want to get in line at 4 a.m. It's the only thing. I was number one in line when I went. My brother was second in line. That's awesome, Manuel. I just don't want to be awake at that hour. Or like if I am awake at that hour, it's because I'm still awake from the night before. So maybe I do that if I just Uber my way over. No, Lyft my way over and go from there. We'll see. James Ragland, thinking about going to a Blue Jackets game and a really nice hotel to burn my Venture X travel credit. So let me just say, Blue Jackets, Nationwide Arena, probably my favorite experience going to hockey games. Like Enterprise Center was fine. UBS is what it is. It's just super expensive. If they still do the thick bacon on a stick, get that because bacon. If you are someone who eats bacon, I know that is not always dietary choice. The other thing I would say is be prepared for the cannon. They have a cannon, a Civil War era cannon that is a real cannon. They just fire blanks and stuff like that. It is on the concourse level, so you can like walk by the cannon. You can take pictures at the cannon. They fire the cannon 3 times when the Blue Jays get on the ice. They fire the cannon after every Blue Jackets. They fire the cannon 3 times when the Blue Jackets take the ice. They fire the cannon after every Blue Jackets goal, and then they fire the cannon 3 more times if the Blue Jackets win. So lots of cannons. I went to a game where they beat Montreal, I want to say 5-4. And even though the first one, I think they beat Montreal 5-4, and then the second one they lost 4-3 or something like that. But even though I know that cannon is going to fire, and I know to expect the cannon scares the absolute crap out of me every time it goes off. So just be prepared. There's a cannon. Emerald Vaughn, I think the psychology of how different hotel brands sell themselves to appeal to different demographics would be an interesting video topic. So do you mean like the top shelf across the board? So you're talking like JW, Ritz, Conrad, LXR, Crockford's, Waldorf? Or do you mean like Hilton versus Marriott versus IHG? or we'll see. Because like Hyatt's top end is Dream. They're all inclusives like Secrets and Miraval, and then like after the Park Hyatt, I don't know what the next tier is. Maybe the Thompson, but value aside, Hyatt makes me feel like my business is more appreciated. Not that any company is your friend. Yeah, they do. They do sometimes put those little touches in there, but lost my train of thought. No, they always appreciate me when I walk in, whether since I'm just Discoverist, but like they're very like it's no different across the board. Hilton started going out of their way now that I'm gold, but yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Manuel's laughing. Yeah. Again, I don't want to like. I like the idea of getting barbecue at Franklin's. I just don't want to stand there at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I don't want to be awake at 4 or 5 in the morning. Pyro taking off. Good luck with your aisles tonight. Hey, they're up 5-0 with 11 minutes 10 seconds left in the game. So looks okay, but I'm an Islanders fan and I'm a Mets fan. I know what collapses look like. So we'll see. James, love bacon. Went to Nationwide for Adam Sandler. I thought to myself, this arena is not that bad, but I did have floor seats for Sandler. Yeah, no, I really like Nationwide. It's one of my favorite arenas. I love that it's like in a section that you can walk to. It's very walkable in downtown Columbus. Like from the arena district, you've got Short North and you've got Short North and German Village relatively close by. Polish Village isn't all that far away. You've also got the brewery district right there too. Yeah, I spent a little too much time in that section of Columbus. But no, I love Nationwide Arena, and like it's right off of, it's not too far off of, I want to say it's High Street that runs up and down. I could be wrong, but there's a ton of hotels along there as well. That section of Columbus, like super walkable, super easy to navigate. Cannot recommend it enough. Like they've got Hiltons, they've got Marriott's, they've got, I think there's a Hyatt, but there's definitely IHGs. You've got the convention right around the convention center right in that area. So yeah, you've got tons of options, which is good, which is cool. Thinking across brands could be applied to different price brackets. Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I haven't stayed at IHGs in a while, so I don't remember how they treat you. But now I'm walking in with status, so they'll probably treat me a little bit better. Or, here's your water. Get out. Bill Wright, I belong to a sportsman's club, and they allow cannons and mortars on the 600-yard range. Those are actual rounds, though. That's crazy. That they allow cannons and mortars on the 600-yard range. That feels unsafe. That feels like a lawsuit waiting to happen. But we'll see. In Austin, the weather's okay, but sometimes change. Crazy. It's normally cool and chilly, sometimes hot. Yeah, it really depends on when you're going. Fall, this time of year, it's not going to be blazing hot, which is good. But you'll still have your days that jump into the mid 70s. So, is there anything else news-wise to bring up here? Just checking frequent miler. Nothing over there. 1 mile at a time. Etihad's low ball compensation offer. Don't really care. Award wallet. There was something about Wyndham Diamond. Who cares? Best credit cards up to 100 points. You do have bonus point opportunities buying Atmos reward points up to 100% through December 23rd. You're purchasing points at 1.88 cents per point, but you can always use those rewards at like Cathay or Japan Airlines, Fiji. Fly all year for the Go Wild Pass for 2026 is $349. If you want to purchase Frontier Go Wild, you can do that. Catch Air on Kevin, thanks for joining. Air Canada's got 100% bonus on points. So those points, if you buy points with Air Canada, you can use those points toward your pay yourself back on the Air Canada Aeroplan card. That's always a play. You're purchasing them for about 1.3 series cents per point. If you can only redeem them for 1.25, the arbitrage isn't really there. And then you can do all-inclusive Virgin voyages with Virgin points. Is it worth the cost in points? Don't really know what do you call it there is. So yeah, nothing huge from Award Wallet this week. Nothing huge on Frequent Miler. They've got questions about Hilton's Bright Idea, dim execution. Loyalty Lobby mentions that Citizen M Marriott Bonvoy integration is now complete, so that's cool. Citizen M's not going to pull a Sonder and just stop existing. Oh, and now there's an $18 tax if you fly without real ID. Cool. That's nice. That's annoying. So let's go back here. Diamond Rice. Chase implementing up to language like Amex from the link I sent in the Stack Your Points Discord, which stackyourpoints.com. Join the Discord. Yeah, the up to language is going to be interesting to see. I see that it's up to 175K on the Sapphire Reserve. I don't think they're going to bring that to any other card until they figure out whatever they're doing with the Sapphire Preferred, which I don't think they're going to touch the Sapphire Preferred for at least the rest of the year. Then, I think there was questions of what they were going to do with the Ink Preferred. I think they're not going to touch that anytime soon because of the backlash against the Sapphire Reserve. Implementing up to language isn't the worst thing. That and pop-up jail should be the final death knell for 524. But you're instituting this now, which is fine, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a significant feeling one way or the other about up to language. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Apparently DoorDash was breached. Awesome. Great. I'll have to look into that. I'm sure they're going to send me an email in short order. Cost and Virgin points for Virgin Cruises is huge. Better off to just shop with cash for sale price. Okay, noted. Good to know. Lufthansa is running a bonus on buying miles with the Miles and More program. Oh yeah, this is with through A Small World. That membership, those aren't. There's a couple. There's one that's $2,700 that isn't terrible because you're getting 130,000 miles. Hold on. Let me not speak too crazy on this one. I saw that earlier today. I want to say it was on Award Wallet. Save on Lyft guide. Lufthansa, wo sind Sie? Wo bist du? I know where I know that I saw it. I don't remember where I saw it. So I will have to. Please pause while we. Hold on. News. Nope, I did that wrong. GHA and A Small World Strategic Alliance. Okay. Through October 7th, 300,000. Okay, so it was Loyalty Lobby that I think I saw this on news. Lufthansa. Sorry, Al. Gripping entertainment. I know. I'm sorry. 2 days ago, strike looming. Okay. I don't remember where I saw it. I know I saw it somewhere, but it's through A Small World, their partnership with A Small World, where you buy a package of things. So you don't just buy the Lufthansa miles, but you can also get Ava status. You can get some percentage back on priority pass, depending on what tier you buy, and a couple of other things. I think sixth car rental status as well. So there we go. People have had since 2001 to get a real ID. Really, no excuse. Well, now that your passport kind of counts as a real ID, your global entry card counts as a real ID, and most states will have a real ID option. Yeah, I kind of get it. Depends on the state. Some states have been doing it longer than others. Yep. Clinton got his real ID like a decade ago. Sleepy Rod, don't need real ID. Can just use your passport, IMO. Yeah, but you're using your passport on domestic flights is sort of a pain. Apple finally caught up with Google Wallet, allows you to create a digital ID from your passport now. Yeah, I've been meaning to do that as well, but it is a pretty neat trick. I would like to have a digital license on my Apple Wallet as well, but New York is not one of those states yet, so I get to live in the Stone Ages because we have the mobile ID app, and the state spent so much money on that when they shouldn't have. Global entry card also works for real ID. Yep, I have my global entry card in my wallet, attached to my wallet. Like I keep it in between, so it just is what it is. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. I'm gonna return that to someone. So, yeah. Prefer to get the physical stamps too. Makes traveling fun. Not interested in digital passport. Seems bland. Be prepared for disappointment because Europe is going all digital with their passport stamps going forward. So we'll see what happens. Search your browser history. Yeah, that's a dangerous place sometimes. But it came about. Yep. Here, drop that. Okay, so Keith mentions that it's a Ward wallet from the 15th. So let's go to a Ward wallet. Going back 5 days. I don't have to go back 5 days. It's the 13th. 14th. Chase just launched at 70%. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? There's the search button. Again, I am just so wonderful. Here we go. Here we are, Keith. Buy Lufthansa miles for as low as 1.41 cents each with bonus perks and lounge discounts to boot. So this is through A Small World. Mileage bundles called Bundle and Go for its Mile and More program in late 2022. Bundles come in 4 sizes: extra small, small, medium, and large. For a limited time, Lufthansa is offering members a 50% bonus on their first purchase for one of these bundles. With the bonus, members can buy Lufthansa miles and more member miles for as little as 1.41 cents per point. So the extra small bundle is 4,500 miles for $110, but the large bundle is 150,000 miles for $2,110. You would also get this hotels and cars thing with, I think that's through Agoda. You would get 100% bonus on your miles earned for that next booking. You'd get Avis preferred plus status with it. You get 100% bonus on your next 5 rentals. Miles earned on your next 5 rentals, you get 100% bonus. Joining bonus with Avis, you get 1,750 miles, except everyone's a member of Avis, so there's that. And then for the top package, you get a 15% discount on the Prestige membership with Priority Pass, and a Standard Plus membership would get you a 20% discount, and a Standard membership 30% discount. But 150,000 miles and more. So that's cool. But now you can just transfer it from Rove. Nicholas Diella, any more news on Built? Nope, not yet. They're pre-announcing their cards in January. They have let loose that all mortgages will be eligible for points. But they haven't gone into the ins and outs of what's going on with the program yet. So we shall see. Love the physical stamps too, but the digital stamps are inevitable though. Yep. Got my real ID in 22 when Ohio offered it when I renewed my license that year. Yeah, that makes sense. I have 0 stamps in my current passport, even though I've crossed lots of borders. Real stamps don't get used much anymore. Oh, interesting. Did you hear about Capital One migrating all their Discover cards into the Capital One app? Yes, that is coming in January. There was a couple of videos out. There's been like 1 or 2 videos out about it, speculating whether or not they'll be able to transfer your credit limits between cards and be able to, move Discover It point, your cash back from your Discover It card into Venture miles in time. That's not going to happen for a while. Maybe if you're lucky, it happens toward like Q4 of next year, but I can't see them jumping into that immediately. Like, it would be better for them to do that, but I don't know. Sleepy Rod, I also don't like the idea of someone stealing my phone and having my digital ID / passport. Well, there's that. Biometric. Yeah, just turn on your biometrics. Would you consider the Ink Train officially dead? Yes. At this point, yeah. I think you can apply for inks. There's no way to, the only way to get a referral bonus now is by referring a brand new business. So my partner, when she's in a place where she might be able to get a business card for the business that she's starting, which is, reselling business like Refashion Tippy. She's thinking about starting a YouTube channel. If she starts it, I will hype it. It's not going to be credit card related, but she also is a seamstress and all of that. So like when she gets to a point where she wants to apply for a business card, she'll be able to get one a little bit easier. But the days of getting an ink card every 3 months, that's over. And getting a new ink card every year, that's over. So we'll see what happens. Share Vizio joining us. Thank you so much, sir. I have a big limit with Discover, but a tiny limit in Capital One. Need to transfer that limit. You're going to have to give them time. I do not know that that's going to be anytime soon, honestly. Keith, it took me 4 trips to the New York State DMV to get my real ID. What a pain in the ass. Yikes. I sympathize. Although my partner also works at the DMV. My problem with 524 is that it was never applied evenly to anyone. It was always unpredictable. Yeah. It was generally, if you weren't applying for a welcome offer that was a limited time offer or a new offer on the card or an offer for new customers, it was generally accepted that 524 was applied across the board. And so like that was pretty easy, but you could get the IHG business card 824 if there was a huge welcome offer that was a limited time. You could get, the in cash at $90K and bend the rule and have the rules bent a little bit for you and go from there. But yeah, it was not applied evenly across the board, and it's never going, those rules are never going to be applied evenly across the board. It just kind of, I don't know, is, which is weird. But no, I totally understand where you're coming from. Memphis Mike joining us. Thank you, sir. Good evening, Matt. You need a mirror card, my friend. Absolutely not. Here's the thing, right? I look at the platinum card as a really shiny membership package, as a really shiny membership subscription. And I'm in for about 75% of what they offer. Like I would pay a membership fee to American Express to hold American Express cards. I would pay for a membership that gets me Centurion Lounge access a certain number of times a year. I would have to pay a lot for unlimited because of the crowding that can happen at Centurion lounges. I'm not here to say that that doesn't happen. I would pay for a clear credit. I would pay for Marriott and Marriott Gold, which I already pay for, so I can stop paying. I would then stop paying the membership thing that I'm paying through my Citizen M. I would pay for Hilton Gold and then just have Hilton Gold, and then I could downgrade my Hilton Surpass back down to an Honors and save myself $150 there. I would pay for, the Escape Lounge access, the Priority Pass Lounge access, all of that. I would pay something for that membership. I would pay the same sort of membership fee to Chase for Sapphire Lounge access. I don't want the Lululemon credits. I don't want to chase around every month and play whack-a-mole with, did I use my rideshare credit? Did I use my Lyft credit? And I can easily just not play that part of the game. And yes, I do from time to time, but I'd still pay for things that I think are valuable. So if there was a membership, fee and a subscription with American Express that got me lounge access, the credit with Clear, and the hotel statuses, I would absolutely pay for that. 100%. I just don't I like using my credit cards. I like using the Sapphire Reserve is more of a travel card, but it's not much more of a travel card to me. But yeah, I would prefer to just pay for that membership subscription and get those benefits that way. Sleeper Odd, what's the likelihood these are temporary changes due to a slowing economy? I think the shift to pop-up jail to the pop-up, I think the lockdown on, I think the first thing that you'll see when things get better will be the loosening on the ink cards. But honestly, the one sapphire rule being lifted is here to stay. The lifetime language is probably here to stay. The up to language, if that's what they're going to do, is probably here to stay. I think they're tightening down on the churning game that got played on them for so long. And, they were just paying for marketing across the board that was just the same people, and they want new customers. And the only way that they're going to be able to attract new customers is by locking down the $900 that they were spending on customer acquisition on a no annual fee business card that everyone and their mother would say, get this card because it's $900 in your pocket after spending $6,000 in 3 months. So some of it's economically related. I think the ink train stuff is definitely economically related. If we were in better times, they would probably not care so much about the ink train. The Sapphire stuff is just the Sapphire stuff is just tire fire at this point. Oh, and somebody earlier mentioned difficulty with the exclusive tables. I apologize that I missed that comment at the time. The dining credit on the Sapphire Reserve just needs to be thrown out and reconfigured. It's just awful. Ink Train has the damsel tied to the tracks over. Yeah. And thanks for the super chat, QC man. Greatly appreciated. Memphis is laughing at my little tirade there. Sometime in the next few years, Matt will have a platinum. If I have the spend and I have the need for the points, maybe. Here's the thing, right? You pay an excise tax to move your points to Delta and domestic airlines. So Delta and JetBlue require you to pay taxes. What does Amex offer that is unique for Amex? Maybe ANA that I can't get elsewhere, right? Hilton points are worth what they're worth, which I don't know how much I'm going to be doing Hilton redemptions using Hilton points going forward. What else would I be using membership reward points for? I'm not doing around the world with ANA, and I think ANA discontinued around the world. I don't fly Aeromexico. They give away points like there's no tomorrow. But aside from 1 to 2 to Hilton, there's not much else. There's not much in the portfolio that I can't get elsewhere. Like Air France is across the board. The Avios programs are across the board. Air Canada, I have Chase and no one else. But like, I'm certain I could get Air Canada. So like, I have like 100,000 membership reward points. I don't know where to put them. You don't get elevated earnings in the travel portal. Like for me, membership reward points just stick out like a sore thumb. Like I don't have a place to put them. I know they're super valuable. I just don't know where to put them is the thing. Keith, Chase private banking customers and some business customers could get around $524. Yep, $30 to $40 a month for anyone to be a private banking client if you did not have enough assets under management. Yeah, the assets under management there is huge, and I don't know that I want to pay the bank $360 a year or more, but that's definitely a path. And if it means like more Chase cards, that would be fun. CSR or MX Platinum over the Capital One Venture X. So here's the other thing with these cards. The Sapphire Reserve is great if you have a family. With the changes coming to the Venture X, now you are paying significantly more for the usury fee to add lounge access to those cards, and Capital One has fewer lounges than Chase at this point, so you've got to pay $125 a pop to get them in, no questions asked. There's no there is a guest charge that you could pay, but after one visit to a Capital One lounge, like after the second, you pay for the second visit for your companions. It's cheaper just to do the usury fee. I don't like the usury fee. I wouldn't put 75,000 through a Venture X. The Platinum you can still pay for visits, which is fine. But I don't know how restrictive how restrictive or unrestrictive that is. And like, if the Centurion Lounge is full, there's no guarantee that your guests will be able to get in with you if you're paying for them. It's like a day pass with United. So if you have a family, and now that family is of course going to have to be like a family of 3 or like just a family of 3, Sapphire Reserve still gets a family of 3 into the lounge, no problem. And I have a family of 3. So I don't have to pay a usury fee. I don't have to put $75,000 through a card to get unlimited access to the lounges. And that's both for Priority Pass and for the Sapphire lounges. So for a family of 3 or fewer, the Sapphire Reserve still makes a buttload of sense. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what happens. So I guess I'd pick the Sapphire Reserve, but also I've held the Sapphire Reserve for 2 years since 2023. I've had no issues with it. I'm gonna I don't love the loss of the 3x general travel category, but I have an autograph for backup, so yay, more Wells Fargo points. I would pick it over I would pick the Sapphire Reserve out of those 3 cards, but there's an argument to be made for the Amex Platinum. There's an argument to be made for the Capital One Venture X. The Venture X is the best solo traveler card. Like if you don't have a family, if you don't have a significant other, if you are someone who needs to go out and touch some grass by yourself, get the Venture X. Chavizio, if I was a bank, I would crack down on turning 2. It's becoming ridiculously exploitive, giving away $900 to welcome the same person every 2 years. Every 2 years, every 3 months. Yeah. Sleeper Rod, if the Ink Train is dead, then I think Chase has to stand on its multipliers now, and it's an ecosystem with no gas or grocery multipliers. That is completely fair. The only gas category I know of is going to be the 2x on the Ink Cash. Not a great use of your 25K in spend, but honestly, I do think that there's going to be changes to the Freedom cards, and I think there's going to be changes to the Sapphire Preferred that may, I'm speaking speculatively here, that may make changes there. I do think that a gas EV multiplier will probably come to one of the cards, because it is so easy to add one of those multipliers, a 3x one of those multipliers onto a Freedom card. And I know that Chase doesn't have to, but they kind of do at this point. But yeah, they're gonna have to make some changes at some point. Diamond Rice, CSR dining needs to be open table. That's all they need to fix it. Make it 10x like they did with Talk in the app by convincing open table to move it into Chase. Yeah, buying open table would probably be a good idea for Chase. They have the infatuation. They have Zagat. Like there's plenty of ways they can fix this. They're stupid, and they need to stop being stupid. I'm going to use the CSR dining credit with my 4 to 5 Vegas visits. Yep. Perfectly easy. As long as you can get in, you're good. Navios is Navios. They are available at Amex too. Yes, they are. They definitely are. And maybe I move some Avios around. Move some Avios out on a transfer bonus. Like beyond that, I don't have a ton going on with them is the problem. So yeah. Memphis Mike, Delta gets 95% of my membership reward points. I hate paying $99 every time I transfer, but I have no choice since Delta is my only airline. Yeah, and that's captively, like that's exploiting a captive audience. Like the excise tax is stupid in my opinion. Nobody else charges a tax like that, and Amex can get away with it because they're Amex. Like if Chase charged you an excise tax to move your points to Hyatt, nobody would use Chase anymore. If Chase charged an excise tax for you to move your points to United, people would be upset. Same with Southwest. Like Amex can get away with it because they're Amex. Nobody else can get away with it, and that is unfortunate. Dugras here. Thank you so much for stopping in, sir. And did get a chance to catch a portion of the live. I did have to bounce early because I was setting up for this. But best strategy for churning Dollar General gift cards. Oh, sir, why do you hurt me? Huntington Voice rewards card gets 4x at discount stores. And I want to say the Edward Jones. Let's check out the Edward Jones triple rewards real quick. Because I feel like discount stores is one of those categories. They have 18 categories on this card. It's insane what they have. This is not what I wanted. I don't want the, okay, triple rewards. Just give me the landing page. Here we go. Share screen, triple rewards. So Edward Jones triple rewards card, 15,000 loyalty points worth up to $150 on $1,500 in spend. So it's 10% back. Earn 5 loyalty points per dollar at the rewards center and 1 loyalty point per dollar on all other eligible net purchases. Earn 3 loyalty points per dollar on your top 3 spending categories. Let's look at the full list of spending categories. Charity nonprofits, clothing and department stores, clothing stores, shoe stores, department stores, dining, drugstores and personal care. So they've added drugstores, electric vehicle charging and gas stations, electric and appliance stores, furniture stores, grocery stores, which is supermarkets, food stores, discount warehouse, such as Walmart and Target are excluded. Okay, whatever. Ground transportation, hardware stores, healthcare, recreation, sundry retail. Sundry retail, which floral stores, artist supply stores, craft stores, office supply stores, jewelry stores, and variety of special retail stores and local shops not otherwise categorized, specialty food and catering, utilities, vehicles, travel, hardware stores. It is weird that they don't do discount stores. Okay, so it's not going to be the triple rewards card from Edward Jones, but just buy a vanilla gift card through Rove, and you can spend up to $2,000 on one through giftcards.com, and you get 2.6 to 3 Rove miles per dollar. That's how you return your Dollar General gift cards, I guess. I don't know. You can now book one-way tickets on Star Alliance and other partners with ANA miles. They're actually a decent value for United Domestic. Okay, that's fair. Just transfer out the MR during a large transfer bonus to a program that you would use. Yeah, I can do that too. So Dugrass says, I don't like losing free guest lounge access on the Venture X, but trying to look at it like this. If you could buy unlimited Capital One and Priority Pass lounges for $125, would you? Probably. Well, they're kind of forcing you to, since if you wanted to buy a day pass, I think they're charging, depending on, it doesn't matter how much they're charging, by like the second trip you do, if just paying the 125, you would have come out ahead. So, like, as long as you're fine adding 125 to $500 more, since you can do 4 authorized user cards, great. But if you did all 4 authorized user cards and you're paying the usury fee, now the Venture X is a $895 card. And is the Venture X with 4 authorized users with Venture Lounge, with Capital One Lounge and Priority Pass Unlimited, is it worth $895? I think for 1 authorized user, it's fine. I think for 2, you're pushing it, and everything after 2 is just not worth it. But I do get that. Venture X's lounges and landings at JFK and LaGuardia. It's not a bad card flying out of New York, and you can use Priority Pass to maybe get into Chase Sapphire lounges. Yeah, but there's a lot of maybes there. Like, again, the Venture X is a great solo traveler card. Family, it's debatable, right? If it's you and your partner, if it's $125, pay it, no problem. If it's $250 extra, I don't think you'll like it, but you'll probably be fine. When it's $375, it's a no, and if it's $500 extra, it's an absolute no. Just in my opinion. Autograph Journey is slept on. It's better Sapphire preferred and a lighter version of the Amex Platinum with no coupons. You do get the $50 airline credit, which is awesome. No access to Priority Pass is a bit of a problem, but 5 times on hotels booked directly, 4 times on flights booked directly. Better travel category than Chase now. For 3X dining, 1X everything else. It's not a bad card at all. Very interested to see what they end up doing with Autograph Beyond. Sleeper Rod, I can see the excise tax coming to the other banks. It seems like they're all copying the worst of each other. I don't think Chase can get away with adding an excise tax to a Hyatt transfer as long as Bilt is an option for Hyatt. And if any other rewards program that doesn't have a credit card were to add Hyatt, it's game over if they add an excise tax to Hyatt. Keith, I like to use membership reward points to book flights via Amex Travel with a 35% rebate with the Amex Business Platinum. The code is cash with the airlines. Yeah, and that's a 1.54 cent per point return, which is great. I don't have the means to get the Business Platinum. I don't have the means to get the welcome offer on the Business Platinum. And like, I understand that can work. And Vincent mentions that the membership reward points can still be useful with the Business Platinum 35% airline rebate. Even if you're limited to one airline, it can fill the vacuum left behind by the loss of the 1.5x travel portal boost. Yeah. And again, this makes a ton of sense if you're getting the Business Platinum. I don't have a need for the Business Platinum. Like, it doesn't work for me. It works for a bunch of people. I get that it works for a bunch of people. It's just that for me right now, I don't know how to utilize it. I'm not going to apply for a Business Platinum if I can't get the welcome offer. Like, the Business Platinum doesn't do much for me. It's an $895 like lead boot at the moment. I don't spend in the 2X categories. I don't spend enough to qualify for the 2X categories on the singular purchases. So it doesn't make a ton of sense for me to go after that card. If I could hit the welcome offer, I would go after it, but then I'd probably close it shortly thereafter. Like after the first year, obviously. I'm not going to, have my points clawed back or find myself in a Chase Amex financial review. So yeah, I can get the Business Platinum. I think I just threw away an offer for like 300,000 points on it. I don't have the spend. If I don't have the spend, I'm not going to go after the card. If I can't get the welcome offer, it's not worth it to me. And then I'm stuck in the same position that I'm in. I've got 100,000 membership reward points that I don't have a ton of use for, other than just shipping them over to Hilton at 2X, and then I get another 198,000 Hilton points. But then there's Hilton points. Bill also mentions that you can add the US Bank Connect card with its 4 Priority Pass to pair with your Venture X. And if you're a low volume traveler, yeah, that can definitely work. Low volume for the family. So you can do the Priority Pass. If you're going to a Priority Pass and you're not doing a Capital One lounge, yeah, you can get the family in on one part of the trip, each one using a pass. And you've got one pass left over. So that's cool. And maybe the US Bank Altitude Reserve could be a play there. But I don't know. Shows that Priority Pass. Yeah, I know what you meant when you said when you had 4 PP to pair with your Venture X. And Keith rightly did say he likes, when he was referring to the Amex Business Platinum, it's definitely not worth it for everyone. Yeah, I kind of took that and ran with it. I don't know. As I said earlier, and I mentioned this on Joe Barretto's Discord, like, I would pay a membership fee gladly, a membership subscription gladly, to get access to the Centurion Lounge, to get access to the Escape Lounges, to have the leading hotels, Sterling and the Hilton Gold and Marriott Gold, all in one package. I would pay a certain subscription fee for that. I don't know what it would be, but it wouldn't be $895. I don't need the Resi credits. I don't need the Uber One, the Uber Cash. I don't need the Uber One. I don't need the Lululemon. And like, if I were to go after the Platinum card, right, I'd be the one who would say, like, this is the reasons why I got it. I don't have a major use case for membership reward points, but I got this card for the perks, and then have to convince you why I'm not spending $300 a year at Lululemon, why I'm not spending $400 a year at Resi, even though, I could pick up a Resi gift card and like put that on an aftermarket and recoup like $75 free or $50 free or something like that, where I could buy a $100 Resi gift card and sell it for $50, and I'm still up $50 because Amex paid that. Do I really want to be that person? I rail against that sort of person. Why would I want to be that sort of person? Sleepy Rod, you should make 2026 credit card predictions video. Always fun to watch those. I like to do that. I was planning on doing that in December, but like December's right around the corner. So prediction videos, a kind of scorecard at the end of the year type video. We're going to do a superlatives video, or a superlatives portion, probably on a Stack Your Points. It's been asked. Best, worst cards of the year. Best update to a card, worst update to a card. I think everybody knows what the worst update to a card is probably going to be. Sorry, I was just checking something from a Discord. So, yeah, we'll do a superlatives at some point. I will do a predictions video. I think I don't remember how I did on 2025, but easy 2026 predictions would be like Wells will launch the Autograph Beyond, but I don't know what other transfer partners they're adding. I know what I would like to see, but I don't think we're going to get anything. I'm going to get anything out crazy there. So, 1 second. Okay. So I think we're all caught up. Yeah, definitely all caught up with comments across the board. Been lighter this week than last, which is cool, but yeah. Oh, it was Yummy. Okay. How come some people use OpenTable for the CSR but not credited? Yeah, going back to that question from Yummy, that was way earlier. There's something broken with the open dining, with the Chase Dining credit. Like, you'd have to open up OpenTable, you'd have to go in, you'd have to select one that says Sapphire Reserve exclusive dining, and then go to that restaurant. If you go into any other restaurant or the Visa dining collection, it doesn't trigger. It's so stupid. It's just so freaking stupid. Also, the Islanders won 5-0, so there's that. But we're coming up at 1 hour and 45. If we have any other last minute questions, anything we want to discuss on the way out, definitely want to highlight QC Man's $1.99 super chat. So thank you so much for that, sir. Vincent Pascal being a member for 2 months. I believe that's on the Stack Your Points side. And I gifted Stack Your Points memberships and my memberships to a couple of folks. And with that, I think it's time for me to say goodnight, Matt. And thanks everyone for watching. I might do a personal stream for Thanksgiving. I don't have any indication of what we're doing for what the plan is for next week. So just stick around. If you're part of Stack Your Points, the Stack Your Points Discord, check out the Stack Your Points Discord for what may or may not be happening in terms of recordings for next week. So that's going to be your best bet. StackYourPoints.com, easiest way to join the Discord. Look forward to speaking with you guys soon. And with that, good night, Matt.